Hey guys, back here with Justin Lawrence, owner of Chill Oklahoma Shirt Company, Aces. You guys kind of do it all. I know you're vertically integrated here with the dispensary downstairs. You guys won and swept the category for rosin this year, last year at the Cowboy Cup. Has it done anything for you? Do you feel like it was something beneficial? I guess that's the question I want to ask.
Yeah, what was really cool was this was our third year competing.
Yep.
And learned a lot when we competed. The first year, me and Ben, my partner, came in with like bright eyes and full hearts, doing the best that we could, and we thought we were going to do well, and we won nothing. We actually won third place in pre-rolls, which was cool. Yeah. And then the second year, we came back with some fire in our ass, thinking that, again, we were going to do it. And we didn't. We got third place in rosin, which was really cool. Carts, rosin carts. And we weren't competing for rosin carts, we were competing for rosin.
Sure. Yeah.
But what was really cool is for that, in that season when Ben and I were building, it was really validating. For us to not win that first year, we gained a lot of respect for the Cowboy Cup. We realized like, damn, we tried as hard as we could and nothing happened. Yeah. Cool, let's come back next year. We tried as hard as we could, nothing happened. We came back the third year and did very well. Yeah. And really what that was it's just we try, and if we're not successful or it doesn't meet our standards, then we try harder and we try harder. And I think one of the secrets, the primary secret to us winning the third year was our new partner, Todd. Todd, our hash maker, super well respected in the state. Everybody knows him from his beginnings in Vidana, and then helping others out in the industry, and then coming home to us has just been such a crucial. It was really the missing piece for what we needed in our brand.
Yeah, I'm glad you took it that way. You know, I always push. You can't buy our buckle.
We tried.
Yeah.
We tried. Oklahoma Shirt Company was the top sponsor.
We were the
first year.
And they provided our shirts and continue to do so. Top quality shirts. If you guys need shirts, they're more than just a hash company. But that makes me feel good. And I always want you guys to win. I always want everybody to win. But that's, in a competition, it's not worth a shit if it's not true and to what it is. And I respect you even more for, hey, I'm going to do all this stuff for Daniel, and we're going to do his shirts, we're going to make all these deals, and then, not win. Then come back, do it again, not win again, and have the wherewithal. And you've grown to know me over the years to go, hey, we've got to step up our hash game. How are we going to do it? We grabbed Todd, and what are the big changes? Did it give you any idea, one of the neat things about the Cup, I think, is that, you can go back after it is and see what strains won and kind of get some of these Oklahoma patient trends. Did you garlic cocktail won? Did you guys decide to grow more garlic cocktail? Or what are you doing this year to kind of transition into the new space?
Garlic icing.
Garlic icing. Sorry. Oh,
garlic icing. Garlic cocktail was the split that we did with our friends.
I should say that all over again.
No, you shouldn't. It's okay.
Okay.
No, what was really good was I've not been a long time hash consumer or rosin consumer myself. So when we put out what we put out in year one was kind of a fresh one for me, and I was proud of it, but I didn't know any better. And then year two versus year three, even better. So what we submitted year three for our competition, we all had high confidence in. Yeah. Well, we were like, this is like Great Gas. I actually thought Great Gas was going to win. Yeah. That was the one we were the most proud of. Yeah. It was really surprising. It wasn't surprising, but it was like, okay, garlic icing. Yeah. And then the electric slide number 2 won third place. And what was really cool about that was something we pheno hunted ourselves. We started from seeds, we selected, and so that was really validating for us as just like, that's what we left with. When we left the Cowboy Cup, man, our chins were high, our hearts were full, and we just knew, like, man, we're doing it. Like, we're doing it right. We're doing it how we think we should do it, and the patients are validating it, and this competition is validating it. It's just all things are kind of lining up.
Yeah, and I've heard companies say it does a lot for our employees, to walk in, and exactly like you said, it's just validating to see that buckle on the wall and go, look, we worked three long years to get this thing. We're doing it right. Yep. Now we can go in there and continue to do it right.
Yep. We have a lot of respect for the Cup.
Yeah. So I know you guys are always updating around here and do so much cool stuff with art. I love the way the building looks. What's different? You've got a new look. You've got a new look in the dispensary.
Yeah, you saw that. Really, what this has been is from the beginning, we just try to make Chill better every single day. Yeah. And then as we have found as we found traction, as we found popularity, as we found validation from patient purchases, we just are constantly reinvesting in ourselves and reinvesting in the business. And even the Cowboy Cup to that. That's how we invest in ourselves. Yeah. Advertising is hard in the cannabis space.
It is.
Instagram, we're on our 15th account.
Yeah.
Instagram doesn't help. Can't do anything on Facebook. I've tried billboards.
Yeah.
So really, it's word of mouth, weed and house, and Cowboy Cup, and pop-ups and industries and having friends and maintaining a good reputation.
Right.
There's a lot of clowns in this industry that just put their ass in front of their face, and once you put yourself out there like that, you can't really run it back.
No,
so we're trying to do it honest. We're trying to be transparent. I tell people all the time, you can trust our brand because these are 3 dudes that are trying as hard as they can and doing the best that they can and trying to do it transparently and honestly and proper as fuck.
Yeah, absolutely. And the market's shrinking. It's just getting harder and harder, with competition. And you guys have really set yourselves, up for success from the packaging. We've got pre-pack coming up here in the next month or 2, I think. And it looks like you guys are ready to go. I mean, obviously you've got the art department, with the shirt company that really helps, tie all this stuff in. But that's the deal. It's just what are you going to do to set yourself up for success? And I mean, it's very apparent that you started in January this year and said, hey, we're going to do this, and this. Really get it knocked out. I think you only took 6 weeks to get the dispensary. I come down here quite a bit, checking these guys out every time I'm in Oklahoma City. I love going and getting new shirts all the time. If you ever look at my wardrobe, most of it probably came from Oklahoma Shirt Company. But man, you guys made a decision, put the money behind it, and putting your money where your mouth is. I'm really proud of what you guys have accomplished around here since we've known one another.
Thank you. We're kind of landing into our final configuration. It took me and Ben a couple of years to figure out who we are. And then when we landed Todd, we really kind of began to see that we need to be this single source, truly vertically integrated brand that is focused on quality and consistency and transparency and doing it right. Yeah. So, we're going to try to stay into this. It's really hard. We have a drop every 2 weeks. Yeah. And that's really hard for us. But it's been a really strong North Star that keeps us focused and keeps us showing up and like, okay, we're done with this drop. There's not a week of letdown. Right. No, it's like, bam. The next Monday, testing goes out for the next strains. Yep. Art starts, processing is going, gramming starts 3 days after that, and so it keeps us focused. It's probably not super sustainable, but I'll tell you what, we're going to do it for 2025, and then look up because at the end, we just know that with the dispensary, our location, our brand, and our product, it's all coming together.
Yeah, absolutely. Every day it seems like they're changing something, between the laws and again, what everybody's looking for. Where do you see the industry heading? Do you like where we're going? Do you like the restrictions? Do you like the pre-pack ideas?
That's a good question. I've noticed over the past year and a half, there's been a significant amount of market correction happening.
Sure.
For us, it's been good because for brands, and there's no secret sauce, literally. Right. Like in cannabis, in t-shirts, in business, you do what you say you're going to do, and if you get it wrong, you fix it, and you apologize for it, make it right, and you try hard, and you show up. Right. And if you're lazy or half-assed or not focused, your brands or your products, you can't build trust in that. And that's all a brand is trust.
Right. Sure.
So with the market correction that's happening, we continue to capture a bigger market share. In the past 60 days, our distribution has grown. We are in about 70 different dispensaries across the state. Yeah. So that's really important to us. Yeah. Our dispensary is not our strategy. Right. Our dispensary is the tap room. The dispensary is like, it's our living room. If you want to come chat with Todd, you want to come meet Justin or Ben, man, come here. This is our living room. You can come understand who we are. But really, our true focus is wholesale and distribution to our dispensary partners across the state. We have in our dispensary, our rosin, Chills rosin, it's the most expensive place to buy it. It's in our homeroom. Because we want to support that wholesale absolutely. And those relationships out there.
That's right.
Now we have opportunities, and we're trying to do things to make it worth someone's time to come to our dispensary.
Right. New drops.
Yeah, every other week. But it's not our focus.
Yeah, I've been to literally tap rooms, and Fat Tire comes to mind, New Belgium comes to mind, and you go in there, and I was like, why is this 6-pack $12 when I can literally go down the street? And they're like, well, we're not going to undercut our
that's right.
The people that are selling this for us.
That's right.
Yeah, and I think that's a great idea.
So with additional market correction and the direction that the industry is going, I remain hopeful and optimistic. My heart's heavy because there's a lot of businesses that are closing. Yeah. And the truth is that needs to happen. It sucks when it's your friends or it sucks when it's people that you care about, but it's just it's not even too competitive. It's just too diluted with garbage.
That's right.
And so as the cream continues to rise to the top, the market correction is only going to benefit the patient. Right. So what's cool is if we can maintain be a medical state for another year or two, I think that incubates more market correction, and the true, proper, good brands are gonna just stay in there, and they're gonna have their channels, and then maybe one day rec comes. Right, sure. And when rec comes, that opens the door of like, man, you have these really proper brands that are not just propped up on hope, but have the infrastructure and have the teams and have the wherewithal to handle the influx of rec. Because if rec were to happen a year ago or 2 years ago, it would have been wonderful. But it probably would have been a pretty big shit show as well. And it wouldn't.
The market correction wouldn't be there, and we'd end up, like you said. I haven't really ever looked at it like that. Within that market correction comes good products.
That's right.
Comes
refinement.
Refinement and good things for patients. I do know. I talked to Jed Green with Orca. He ran 818 and 819 a couple of years ago when 820 actually did get enough signatures to go, but didn't pass the voting. I do know that there's a rec bill getting ready to be dropped. Matter of fact, if you guys keep an eye on your emails, I'll be sending out some stuff on that over the next few weeks. A lot of stuff that comes along with it. We need everybody's support, Of course, you said we had a couple of years, so it's going to take a couple of years. The government's actually done some good things for us within the petition process. We have a little bit more time up front once the bill gets submitted. And I know they're going for a constitutional amendment, something that they can't come in and change quite as easily as they can with 788. And so it's really interesting to see. I think they're covering a lot of topics that we're all talking about to try to correct some of this stuff, be it criminal penalties and addressing some of the stuff like not being able to get your pain pills medicinally because you've got a cannabis subscription, and some of these other things that aren't exactly just rec use, adult use cannabis, addressing, when we get to open up the borders, kind of what that looks like and stuff like that. So cool. It'll be really interesting to see. I'm excited about it. I think it's a freedom issue. To me, it's if you can go out and buy cigarettes and you can go out and buy alcohol and get really drunk, there's no reason why you shouldn't be able to go out and get cannabis. And that's, Justin, I can't thank you enough for spending time with me today, giving us the tour and doing all that. Tell everybody where they can find you.
Yeah, so of course, for now, chill.okc at Instagram until, this week. It might be different next week. Keep up with Todd, our hash maker. He's a Huda Butcher. Keep up with Ben, our partner in cultivation. That's Ben Hashin. And you keep up with me, Justin T. Lawrence. Of course, we'll be at Cowboy Cup. We'll be at Turp Float. Really, if there's any decent industry event, we're going to be there and we're going to pop up because we're trying to throw in and support the industry that supports us.
Yeah, you guys are right downtown. We're just north of downtown here in Oklahoma City. If you drive by Northwest 10th Street, you can't miss it.
Yeah, please come through. We've built and invested in a very, very special and pretty and proper dispensary. My good friend Kyle at Hicks Design, he dreamt this thing. We've been wanting to do it for a long time. So we're all super proud of it. It's kind of the cherry on top of our sundae that everything is really coming together. So yeah, keep your eye out. We have a space upstairs that we like to throw events at and have special friends through. So when if you see us putting something together, come through. We'll have something special for 420, of course. We'll throw a big party for 710 here, of course. We hope to see you.
Yeah. Thanks again. Take care, guys.